Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. You can go back in time and sail on any country's battleship, any battleship in the world. Which ones would you pick? I went through and made a list of the 170 Dreadnought and later type battleships that were built, and battle cruisers and cruiser killers and blah, 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 blah. Big gun capital ships from HMS Dreadnought on. I looked at how many were operated by each country and how many of those sank. So there are 170 of these ships, and let me tell you, some countries have much better track records than others. For example, if you were to serve on a Turkish, Chilean, Brazilian, or Argentinian battleship, there is a 0% chance that your battleship would sink. Those countries operated one or two battleships and did not lose any. So that's actually the highest survivability of any country out there. Would you have predicted that Turkey or Brazil had that track record? Let us know in the comment section down below. On the other hand, if you had the misfortune of serving on a Spanish dreadnought, there was a 100% chance that that ship was going to sink. 3 out of 3 Spanish dreadnoughts were lost. The next worst track record out there is the Japanese Navy. 12 out of 14 of their battleships were sunk, with only 2, Setsu and Nagato, surviving to be expended in tests. That's 86% of their battleship force. That said, up until 1944, they had only lost 1/4 of their battleships, which is much more on par with other major capital ship operating countries. It's not until 1944, 1945 that most of their battleship force is sunk. Next up is Italy. Italy loses 58% of its battleships. They built 9, lose 5 in combat. Austro-Hungary is next up, losing 50% of their 4 battleships, or 2 in combat in World War I. Again, for this list, I'm only referencing battleships that were being used as battleships and lost in combat. So things like the Grand Scuttle of the German fleet, which does not happen in combat, or the sinking of, say, Utah, or Novorossiysk being used as training ships, not battleships, I do not count. France is next, losing 4 of their 11 battleships, or 36% in combat. Russia manages to only lose, that is Russia and the Soviet Union combined, since they're using the same battleships. And that brings us to the 3 countries with the largest numbers of battleships: Great Britain, Germany, and the United States. Great Britain operates by far the most, with 56 battleships. Also, having built one of Japan's battleships, one of Chile's battleships, 2 of Brazil's battleships, and all 3 of Spain's battleships, Great Britain by far makes the most dreadnoughts of everyone, which shouldn't surprise anybody. They lose 10 of their 56 battleships that are operated by the Royal Navy, for a total of 18%. With a total of 17% combat losses, we have the German Navy. And again, I'm combining the Imperial and the Nazi Navy. Germany operates 30 battleships and battle cruisers, of which 5 are sunk in combat, with Lutzow being the only Dreadnaught type lost by the Imperial Navy, and the other 4 being lost by Nazi Germany. And finally, with only 16% losses, the United States, which loses 5 out of 32 battleships. Plus, 3 of those 5, they're able to raise and continue to operate. And again, I'm only counting Dreadnought type battleships and on, so it doesn't count ships like the Battleship Maine, the various Japanese or Russian ships lost during the Russo-Japanese War, or the British and French pre-dreadnoughts lost during World War I. British, French, and German pre-dreadnoughts lost during World War I. So, what do you think? Now that you've heard about the survivability of these various countries' ships, would you ever go back in time and sail on a Spanish battleship? Does it make you more likely to sail on an American-built Argentinian battleship? Let us know in the comment section down below. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State, also from a number of other businesses and private individuals like yourselves. We really appreciate your support. There's a link in the description below if you'd like to continue donating to support the museum and our channel. You can also support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing so more people find about us. Thanks for watching.